Hi, I'm Sean. A warm welcome to my channel. Today I'm chatting about a definite shift in our energy. We have Mercury moving into Cancer from the 1st June until mid-August. So over the next few weeks, your mind is about to feel very different. This isn't about facts, decisions, or clarity. This is about memory, emotion, and what feels safe. When Mercury enters Cancer, our thinking shifts in a big way. Instead of moving quickly toward logic and clear decisions, the mind slows down and turns inward. Thoughts become more influenced by emotions, instincts, and past experiences, making everything feel more personal. You might notice yourself relying less on facts and more on what feels true, even if you can't fully explain it, like saying, "I just feel it." That's the essence of Mercury in Cancer. So, let's get into the video where I'm going to explore this transit. Also, please scroll down for your Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. When Mercury enters Cancer, our thinking begins to change in a noticeable way. Instead of focusing on logic and quick decisions, the mind slows down and becomes more reflective. There's a natural pull inward, encouraging us to process things more personally. This is a time where thoughts are guided more by emotion than reason. We start filtering situations through how they feel, rather than what makes sense on paper. Our instincts become stronger, and our reactions often come from a deeper, more intuitive place. Past experiences also play a bigger role during this transit. Memories, especially emotional ones, can surface more easily, influencing how we think and respond. It can feel like the mind is revisiting old stories to understand them more deeply. Communication changes as well. Instead of being direct or analytical, we may express ourselves more cautiously or sensitively. Words carry more emotional weight, and even small conversations can feel more meaningful. You might find yourself relying on feelings you can't fully explain. Moments arise where you simply know something without having clear proof. When you catch yourself thinking, "I can't explain it, I just feel it," that's Mercury in Cancer at work. Now for some fun, Uranus adds an unpredictable edge to this transit. While Mercury in Cancer turns the mind inward and emotional, Uranus brings sudden insights, surprises, and shifts that can't be planned. You may experience flashes of intuition, unexpected conversations, or moments where something clicks instantly. But just as quickly, things can change direction. This influence can feel like emotional lightning, pushing you to think differently and break out of old patterns, even if it feels a little unsettling at first. As we move through this transit, it's important to remember that Mercury will turn retrograde in Cancer around June 29th, shifting the focus even deeper inward. In the lead up to this, you may start noticing themes repeating, conversations looping, emotions resurfacing, or situations at home needing attention. This is your cue to slow down and prepare rather than push forward. Use this time to review plans, double-check details, especially around home and family, and listen carefully to what keeps coming up. The retrograde isn't here to stop you. It's here to help you realign emotionally and clear unfinished business before moving ahead. One of the most effective ways to work with this energy is by tending to your physical space. Cleaning your home, reorganizing your environment, and going through old belongings, photos, memories, anything with emotional meaning, can have a powerful impact. Cancer connects the outer home with your inner world, so when you create order and comfort around you, you're also soothing and clearing your emotional state. It's not just about tidying up, it's about releasing what you no longer need and making space for a deeper sense of safety and peace within yourself. Okay, so let's go on and look at each sign. Listen to your Sun, Moon, and Rising sign for a full picture. Hi Aries. Mercury moving through your 4th house pulls your attention deep into your inner world. This is a time of emotional thinking around home, family dynamics, and your sense of security. You may find yourself revisiting old memories or having important conversations with family members. It's also an amazing time to think about home improvements. It's powerful for healing, but also sensitive, so watch for defensiveness or emotional reactions. With the retrograde approaching, expect unfinished family matters or housing decisions to resurface for review. Hi Taurus. Mercury activates your 3rd house, making your mind more emotional and intuitive in how you communicate and process information. You may feel more connected to your voice, but also more sensitive in conversations. Writing, journaling, and heart-to-heart talks are probably a good idea now. Your speaking, writing, and networking skills are really boosted. You may find yourself chatting, emailing, or connecting with others much more frequently. Uranus in your second house is shaking up your values and finances, so sudden shifts in what you prioritize may directly influence how you speak and think. Expect surprising insights about money, self-worth, or what truly matters. Hi Gemini. Mercury in your second house turns your attention to finances and personal values, but through an emotional lens. You may make decisions based on comfort or security rather than logic. This is a time to reassess what you truly value. Also, Mercury in the second house can be a really good time to draw up a budget. It might even be fun. Uranus in your first house is creating sudden changes in your identity and direction, which can lead to unexpected shifts in how you earn, spend, or define your worth. You're reinventing yourself, and your material world is adjusting accordingly. Hi Cancer, Mercury, transiting your first house, puts your voice and identity front and center. You may feel more expressive, but also more emotionally reactive or sensitive to how others perceive you. This is a time of redefining how you communicate and show up in the world. Uranus, in your 12th house, brings sudden subconscious insights, dreams, or emotional breakthroughs that influence your sense of self. You're changing from the inside out, even if you can't fully explain it yet. Cancer, just a small warning. Your mental agility can make you highly versatile with Mercury in the first, but it may also lead to a tendency to jump from idea to project without finishing them. So watch that. Otherwise, a positive transit for you. Hi Leo. Mercury moving through your 12th house draws you into a quieter, more introspective mental space. This is a period of reflection, healing, and processing emotions beneath the surface. You may feel mentally withdrawn or deeply intuitive. Uranus in your 11th house introduces unexpected changes in friendships or social connections, which may trigger internal reflection. This is about releasing what no longer aligns and gaining clarity about your future path. A word of advice. With Mercury in the 12th, you think and plan best in absolute peace, far away from public scrutiny or daily noise. Hi Virgo. Mercury in your 11th house is especially significant because Mercury is your ruling planet, making this a deeply personal and impactful transit. Your focus turns to friendships, networks, and long-term goals with a stronger emotional filter. You may reassess who belongs in your future and what dreams still resonate. Uranus in your 10th house is bringing sudden shifts in your career or public direction, and these changes can be sparked through conversations or connections. This is a powerful realignment of your purpose, your voice, and your path forward. Because the 11th house is also connected to dreams and aspirations, using a vision board or something similar can be highly effective. Just an idea. Hi Libra. Mercury activates your 10th house, bringing emotional awareness into your career and public image. Think of it like this. Your intellect right now becomes your professional brand. You may reflect on your purpose or feel more sensitive to how you're perceived professionally. Important conversations around work may arise. Uranus in your 9th house disrupts your beliefs and perspective, bringing sudden insights or opportunities that shift your direction. Travel, study, or new ideas could reshape your career path unexpectedly. Hi Scorpio. Mercury moving through your 9th house expands your thinking, but with emotional depth. You may question your beliefs, seek meaning, or feel drawn to learning and exploration. I think the everyday routine trivia loses its appeal for you now. You want to understand the why behind things and make sense of your personal truth or life purpose. Uranus in your 8th house brings sudden psychological breakthroughs, emotional revelations, or shifts in shared resources. This creates powerful insight but can feel intense. Your worldview is changing in profound ways. Enjoy the ride. Hi Sagittarius. Mercury in your 8th house brings deep emotional thinking around intimacy, trust, and shared resources, but it also highlights financial themes involving other people's money, such as debts, taxes, bonuses, inheritances, or joint finances. You may find yourself having important or revealing conversations about money, especially where things are shared or owed. This is a powerful time to review financial agreements, uncover hidden financial details, or rethink how you handle trust in both emotional and material exchanges. Uranus in your 7th house brings unpredictability in relationships, sudden conversations, shifts, or realizations with partners, which can also directly impact shared finances. Unexpected changes in a partner's situation or decisions may require you to adapt quickly. Overall, this energy pushes both emotional and financial honesty, helping you transform how you handle intimacy, trust, and shared resources. Hi Cap. Mercury activates your 7th house, putting focus on one-on-one relationships and communication with others. Emotions run high in conversations, and you may seek deeper understanding in partnerships. Uranus in your 6th house creates sudden changes in your daily routines, work, or health habits, which may affect your relationships. Flexibility is key as external changes ripple into your connections. A word of advice. Capricorn. This is a prime time for signing legal agreements, creating joint ventures, and entering business partnerships. Mercury's natural affinity for trade is perfect for negotiations and profitable business deals. Hi Aquarius. Mercury in your 6th house highlights your daily life, routines, and work environment. You will likely find yourself hyper-focused on administrative tasks, organizing data, or tackling heavy to-do lists. You may feel emotionally connected to your tasks, or more sensitive to stress and workload. Uranus in your 5th house brings bursts of creativity, unexpected romance, or spontaneous joy that disrupt your routine. This is about balancing structure with freedom and allowing inspiration to flow into your day-to-day life. Hi Pisces. Mercury moving through your 5th house is waking something up in you. Your creativity, your heart, your desire to feel and express it. You might suddenly feel like texting someone how you really feel, writing something personal, or even just laughing more and craving a bit of joy again. For you, Pisces, your mind doesn't work well when you try to force logic. It processes through emotion. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or confused, try journaling it out, putting on music and just sitting with it, or even talking it through like you're telling a story. That's how your brain makes sense of things. Now, with Uranus in your 4th house, home and emotions can feel a bit unpredictable. Maybe something shifts in your living space, or old feelings just come up out of nowhere. It can feel a little unsettling, like, why am I feeling this now? But if you channel it into creativity or reflection, it can actually unlock something really real, really honest, and deeply